Oh wow, that was horrendous football. Horrendous football. I'm sorry for the neutral. You had to actually go through that. That is indeed what we have to go through on a weekly basis. But yeah, point at home. Can't believe it. Shocking. Um, but yeah, we managed to get one at the death. Oh my god. Like, we never do things easy, Newcastle, do we? Never do things easy. Um, Listen, it's a draw against Aston Villa. Aston Villa, who are flying higher than us. I was about to say flying high, but flying higher than us, which isn't hard because there's pretty much loads of teams that are flying high. But again, what a performance at the end. Didn't give up. No doubt Steve Bruce is going to get a lot of credit for all that, but really and truly now there's so many errors that we could talk about. In fact, we've got the time to talk about. The fact that we're sorry, cruel to be kind, it's embarrassing, mate, against a shite Villa team. I agree. Listen, Villa were there for the taking. A Jack Grealishless, if that makes sense, Aston Villa team is there for the taking. You know what I mean? That's their one talisman. Our talisman is ASM, and obviously our Mirren's out. But for them, if Jack Grealish is out, we've got the opportunity to win. And so many chances to put one away, or put multiple chances away, and we didn't. Jimmy saying, if you stay up, it's a miracle. I'm guessing you're a Villa fan. Yes, I totally agree. I can't even, whether you're saying that as a joke or whatever, I cannot disagree with you there because we deserve to go down. Because I don't even know how we got an equaliser in that game. Because the amount of chances that we should have stuck away, Joe Linton, obviously the big talking point is probably Jake and Murphy hitting the bar. Had the whole goal to aim for before obviously Villa took the leads. And then they obviously go down the other end and score. But really and truly now, I'm surprised we even got a point from that. I'm really Thomas, always welcome back, mate. Bruce out now. Listen, man, I was absolutely screwing, man, because the substitutions, the style of play, it was just so slow. The build-up was so slow. You wouldn't think we're the home team. And yeah, people might say, oh, Joe Linton had a decent game, but listen, the fact that he was on the ball so much doesn't mean he had a decent game. Like, he had touches of the ball. He was up against Mings for the majority of the game. I wouldn't say he got the best of Mings, but he just, look, there was a chance there where he should have shot and he tried to square it. Other strikers in that league, whether you're Ollie Watkins, Harry Kane, Sergio Aguero, you're taking that chance, you're taking the opportunity. You're not squaring it to no one. Good opportunity, and he squares it. So again, it's just baffling to me. He had a better game, but again, I'm still seeing a fraud in a number 9 shirt, and that's the real. It's going to be a dogfight to the end. Listen, 2 points above the relegation zone. Do you know what I mean? That's now 2 points taken against 2 teams that we thought we would at least get. I would have thought we would have got at least 4 points from. I thought we would have beat West Brom, and I thought, in fact, no, I thought it was 6 points. I'm not even going to say 4 points, 6 points, man. And that's 2 points taken against these teams. I suppose 2 points is better than nothing, but so I'm not having that one at all, man. Still confident with the way we are playing that we will stay up. Bradley, you're more confident than me, mate. You are more confident than me because I cannot see it. I really cannot see it. At this moment in time, the way that we're playing, Fulham will go and play whoever they got to play, do the business. And again, it's only 2 points that separate us. We're lucky that we've managed to draw Brighton down. Brighton have dragged themselves down into this. So hopefully they can be underneath us because we are playing a woeful Jimmy. Now Spurs, it's just a shame for Liverpool. Brighton might have to go past the Listen, it is what it is. Obviously, I don't want my team to go down, but I agree that like, Fulham are playing good. Brighton, not so good. They're not on form at the moment. So it's moment in time. Obviously, I would love to see... well, to be fair, I don't care if it goes down as long as it's not us, but the way we're playing right now, we do deserve to go down. And that's honestly coming from a Newcastle fan that's been supporting the club for 20 odd years or so. So, yeah. Big up, bro. Yes, shout out to you, man. What's going on, man? You good? You good? What are you saying? Newcastle... Listen, smash and grab at the end there. Smash and grab. Because we did not deserve anything at all. I was ready to come on here raging. I'm still a bit raging, to be fair, but obviously, point is a point, innit? We didn't lose, but yeah, we did not deserve that at all. If we stay up, we're definitely going down next season if we don't sack Bruce. I know, man. It's painful to see. Even the substitutions, like Manquillo for Kraft, I'm guessing that was due to injury. It's got to be. That can't be a tactical decision. Like, oh, hold on a minute. I'm going to try and go, because we hadn't conceded by then. So you subbed a right back for a right back with like 7 minutes to go. It makes no sense. And then Carroll, what's going on with Carroll and his 5-minute cameos? Like, this game was crying out for Andy Carroll. It was crying out for Andy Carroll. We're trying to put it into the box when Ryan Fraser comes on. Put it into the box, put it into the box, put it into the box. And we've got Dwight Gale, who's like 4'0", and Joe Linton, who can't head a ball for nothing. He's throwing himself at the ball, but he doesn't want to head the ball. So it makes no sense to me. It really makes no sense to me. Come on, bro. You've been on here enough time. You know for why I'm not optimistic about staying up. We're not staying up, bro. Because again, all it takes is a good run. The good run at Fulham are on right now. They'll be on a good run, continue their good run, go and get another shock result. And again, it's only a couple points that separate us. So that's the answer your question, no. We played the majority of the game like it was pre-season. Gale on the left. Oh, thank you for reminding me. Irish Tune, thank you for reminding me what was going on. We've got an easy fix. I don't understand with Steve Bruce and these square pegs and round holes. I don't get it. Why are you putting Ryan Fraser, who's probably shorter than Dwight Gale, may I add as well? You put Ryan Fraser up top for the majority of the game. Came off around, 70, 80th minute mark. And he played the majority of the game through the middle. Then you got Dwight Gale, who's a striker, who's probably about an inch taller than Ryan Fraser anyway. On the left, this is Bruce football. Brucey football. Man. We're really relying on Brighton messing it up. We are. We're being way too reliant on Brighton and Fulham right now. Again, Jimmy Smith, you mentioned it earlier about Brighton and Fulham, but we're being way too reliant on them. I don't like that. Do you know what I mean? We've got the chance to take things matters into our own hands. At the moment in time, we're not doing it. 2 points taken from these last two games. We got over the run of tough fixtures, and these were the fixtures that was like, we could actually do something here. And yeah, we're not doing anything. Like, we can talk about Wilson not playing and ASM not playing and Miggy not playing. We've still got 11 players on the pitch. So it baffles me, man. What's going on, Clark? You locked in. Yeah, bro, listen. I was going to approach this video differently up until the last minute. It was going to be a fire rant. Still might be a bit of a fire rant, but, you know, got a point more to show from that 90 minutes of watching football. I only apologise to everyone else who's a non-Newcastle fan supporting in this mix, because you had to go through that. If you watch the whole game, you must be bored tonight. I know it's a Friday night and it's lockdown, but again, that was just horrendous. Horrendous. I'm going to go through these in more detail and then get the boys in. So stay tuned. Who are Newcastle playing next? I don't know. I honestly don't know. By the looks of it, Bradley Morris says Brighton. So it might be Brighton next. There we go. Oh, God. I don't fancy them at all. I actually missed the equaliser off going upstairs and screaming to him. Jacob, I don't blame you, bro. Kieran Clark. Listen, I don't want to fault Kieran Clark too much, yeah. But yeah, boy, once a villain, always a villain. You know what I mean? A villain, not by villain as in Robin. I mean villain as an ex Aston Villa player, if you didn't get the joke. But yeah, how's your overall feeling after the game? Just pissed. I'm still pissed. I know it's like, yo, you've got a point against Aston Villa, but listen, we could have got 3 points. Like Jacob Murphy. First of all, I was baffled to see him come on the pitch anyway. But Jacob Murphy, you had the whole goal to aim at. The whole goal. You're inside the area. Of all the places to put it, you hit the bar. Joe Linton, couple opportunities. Again, doesn't want to take him because he's too scared of actually taking the shots. Like, come on, you've been trusted with the number 9 shirt. Your time is now. We need you. Callum Wilson's up in the stands there. Dwight Gale's over there on the left. Who else we've got? That's it. Andy Carroll's on the bench and he only gets a 5-minute cameo. It's down to you, Joe Linton, bro. Like, take the chance. Take the opportunity. I'd rather you miss than just keep being a pussy and just like, oh, I don't want to take it. Just do it, man. Just take the chance. So, overall feeling about the game is Yeah, 2 points dropped, but lucky to get a point. Does that make sense? I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. I like Newcastle, just a shame because you have the potential to be a top half team, but Ashley and his managerial appointments and financial tightness is what makes you a yo-yo club that are awful to watch. Bro, I hear the same thing over and over, whether it's from Newcastle fans or rival fans. Got the potential, could be a big club. You are a big club in terms of fan base, but it's Ashley and his poor decisions and all the rest of it. And the fact that he's gambling, he's sticking with Bruce just to see how we go on, it's shocking, man. Because again, I thought he was a smart businessman, but he seriously is proceeding with this fraud in charge of our club, and he's getting away with murder. Like, obviously, I want Newcastle to stay up, but at the same time, I want him to be proven wrong, and for him to be like, okay, here's another mistake that I should have done. I should have rectified. I should have got rid of Bruce at this moment in time. Like, you've seen Chris Wilder. Chris Wilder walked, by the way. Like, people find that odd. I know I'm talking about Newcastle, but yeah, Chris Wilder walked. I thought it's just down to because he doesn't want a relegation this season, but Chris Wilder walking from Sheffield United, I would take him right now. I'm not gonna lie. Even if Sheffield United are below us, I still remember them. They still got credit in the bank, or he still got credit in the bank for last season. So I think Chris Wilder would do a better job with this team than Steve Bruce. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on that. That's just a bit odd to me. Where was I? I just hope for your sake you lot stay up. You know what? I'm denying though. If we stay up, obviously we're in the Premier League, playing Premier League football, holy grail, yada yada yada. But you know what? I love the Championship with it because you know I get to see my team win. So I'm not too baffled. I'm not too bothered to it if we actually do stay up or go down. I know it sounds strange, innit? You don't want your team to get relegated, but at the same time, if I'm dedicated 90 minutes of football, I want to actually see entertaining football. I don't want to see like one last minute. I think our first shot on goal was actually from an Aston Villa header, that Matt Target one. So I don't want to see that. Do you know what I mean? Our first shot on goal, which was like in the 70th minute, by the way, was an Aston Villa heading it back to Martinez. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what just says it all. So yeah, I actually missed the equaliser. Oh, you said that one already. Carol up top, for fuck's sake. How freaking obvious is that, Bruce? Listen, Carol up top, yeah? Carol up top makes sense. And I don't even want to see him at the club, if I'm being honest. Because, again, his time is done. Like, let's face it, he's just here for his final hurrah. It's on his doorstep. It's like a Sunday League football player. It's like, oh, I'm going to play a little quick 90 minutes down the road because my pub side's just, it's my local. Do you know what I mean? It's that sort of vibe. Do you know what I mean? He's collecting a little bit of change here and there. He's got mouths to feed. I respect that. But at the same time, I want to see decent players play for our club. So I don't always want to see him play. But at the same time, this was a game for him. The amount of balls was put into the box, left from Fraser, whipped in. Joe Linton put in some, or trying to. In fact, Joe Linton, I've got to get on to him. I know people are going to say he had a good game, but he cannot string a 5-yard pass together. It's baffling. Baffling. If you go down, it's he's long gone. He's gone. Keto is gone. He's gone if we stay up. He's gone if we stay up. We're cashing in on him because the whole change around. Listen, he's gone. You think he's going to stay at our club longer than 2-3 seasons? No way. I'll be surprised. Unless we get the T word, and you know what the T word is. For all the Newcastle fans, we know what the T word is. Rhymes with breakover. If we get that, then he might stay. But no, he's gone, man. You know when you get those players that are too good to be at your club, ASM is definitely one of them. No way is he sticking around, man. No way. Why would he want to stick around and watch this? You think when you see him playing by himself, like being at Maverick, he's like, I'm not on the wavelength for any of these, man. Maybe Mickey, maybe Wilson, and that's it. But the rest of them, they're not on levels. So he could easily play for a top 6 side, I think, in my opinion. Obviously, he just needs to adapt his game, but nah, he's gone, bro. He's gone. Whether we stay up or not, he's gone. Yeah, he'll give me that. We were jammed. We're jammy all the time, man. Even when we win. When was our last win? I'm back. Only last win I can think of is Southampton. Is that the last win? Yeah, man. We're jamming all the time. You lot think you could do the... Oh, Bear me 2 seconds. I'm going to come back. I'm just going to invite the boys in. Right, I'm back. They should be coming in shortly. Right, so what you lot saying? You lot could do with FSG. We could do with a lot. I mean, listen, anyone who's willing to spend money, we could do with them. So yeah, I've seen enough in the players tonight to say we'd stay up, just not with Bruce. Listen, we could stay up. Yeah, we could. Because again, look at the likes of Lascelles. He doesn't want to go down. Hayden put in the shift. Hayden, man of the match. Again, also let me know man of the match, because people were saying, I got onto Willock early on Twitter. I just think he played shirt tonight, and people were just saying, yeah, he was all right, but I couldn't see much from him. If I'm being honest, there's a reason why Arsenal let him on. So boy, what he walked. Jeez, does that hinder your options to bring in a new manager? What's your first and second choice? Oi, my first choice is me. And my second choice is me. Nah, realistically, I would take Chris Wilder if he's available. I know everyone tries to put us with Eddie Howe and that, but nah, man, I need someone with, you know, a bit of fight and kick some asses and all the rest of it. So I'll take Chris Wilder. Flipping, I would listen. God, realistically, yeah, Rafa Benitez is still out of work. I would take Rafa back. That's the first and second choice, really. If we're gonna have to come down a notch, come down level, I'll take Chris Wilder. But realistically, you know, we're not gonna get rid of Bruce. Bruce is gonna have to walk in it, because by the sounds of it, he's got a nice fat paycheck waiting for him if we do kick him out, which is like 4 mil. So it's not gonna go anywhere anytime soon. So we've got another season of this, I reckon, at least. There he is. Statman Keith's in the building. Even 40. How would you feel if Newcastle were back in the Championship next year and facing Sunderland in the? Listen, this is the conversation I want to have, because I like realistic conversations. Yeah, I don't mind being in the Championship, because again, we're gonna win more than we're gonna lose. We're probably gonna bounce back up again, even though, or we'll come in playoffs. But it'll be entertaining football, and again, if I get a chance to see a Sunderland rivalry, which I haven't seen in at least 5 years, it's been 5 years at least, then yeah, I'll go for it. Listen, go watching all these games. I know we're all at home and bored out of our box, and we're watching teams that we probably don't even watch before and all the rest of it. But to actually sit down and watch your team play, you want to be entertained, whether you're in the stadium or not. And I want to be entertained. So when I'm in the Championship, when we was in the Championship, I was entertained. Going to these grounds I'll never go to before, probably won't go to again. But I was entertained by that, because I was actually going to see decent football. My team was winning. So that's the reason why I keep saying to people, I don't mind being in the Championship. I know I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, we're at the Premier League. So what, man? If I'm gonna be in the Premier League and watch this, which one would I rather choose? Championship all day long. So to answer your question, Keith, mate, yes, I would take that. And it might even make Bruce look good. Who knows? Fraser had our first shot on target in the first 10 minutes, mate. Oh, did he? My commentator said differently, but anyway. I mean, I must have missed that one. But it's got to be after that. It must have been after that, because there wasn't much going forward in terms of shots on target, apart from that one I can remember. So, yeah. Oh, Jimmy, you've answered the same question as well. So, yeah, Rafa Benitez for me. Dino saying, Bruce, wait until 78th minute to make a change. What goes through his mass heat? What does go through his head? I do not know. And his first change was Ryan Fraser, probably one of our more attacking threats, to say the least, for Jacob Murphy, who then ends up missing a sitter. Then our next one is Emil Kraft, Mankier for Emil Kraft. And then the last one, you guessed it, is Andy Carroll. So I don't know what, in terms of substitutions, I don't know what's going on. Like, where's Graham Jones now? That's the other conversation I need to have. Where's Graham Jones? What's happened to him? Lord. Here we go. Stat man. There he is. Jamal Lascelles, 2 goals in 3 games. The last week equalised in stoppage time. Shades of Isaac Hayden scoring against Chelsea in the 4th minute. Stoppage time at St James Park last season. Does that mean now, with Mickey out, obviously Wilson out, and Hendrick not playing, Lascelles is our joint top goal scorer at the moment? Am I right in saying that, Keith? Let me know. Because I think Hendrick was the next one with 2, and now Lascelles is on 2. So Lascelles and Hendrick are joint top goal scorers now with Almiron and Wilson out the team. Yeah, 2 goals, top goal scorer. So I think Wilson's with 7 or 8, Miggy's with 4 or 5, and then 2 to Lascelles and Hendrick. Yeah. So for all you non-Newcastle United fans who are in this listening, this is what we've got to put up with. 2 goals from our centre half, our skipper, is our top goal scorer with Jeff Hendrick, who looks like Jesus. Yeah. And you wonder why I want to be in the Championship. We always made the wrong decision in the final third. Listen, it takes a while to get us in the final third. And then you got Joe Linton, who can't even put a 5-yard pass in. Yeah, what Thomas said. We are going down, simple as that. Willock had a good season. Had a good second half. But yeah, Hayden was immense. Also, dare I say, Joe Linton to accept in front of goal. Listen, what I said about Joe Linton, I'll say again. He was on the ball a lot. He put himself about a lot. His decision making is still yet to be desired, to put it nicely, because even the 5-yard passes, he can't get them right. When he's through on goal or should be taking a strike, you look at the other end, Ollie Watkins shoots on sight. Great save, by the way, as well, even though it was offside after they scored. And obviously he took his goal well, even though he went down as a Kieran Clark own goal. But that's the difference between the two. So Joe Linton put himself about a bit. He ran a lot, but you know when you kind of look deceptively good, but you're not actually good? Like when the balls were going into the box, he looked like he was trying to go for the header, but he probably ducked down in between his shoulders at the last minute. That's for me, that's not a striker. Willock, I didn't see it. You know what I mean? That's why I didn't try to get too excited from the first game. Yeah, he scored on his debut, cool. And then since then, I've not seen hide nor hair of him. Do you know what I mean? And he's been sent to us to play in every single game. And I've been speaking to Arsenal fans, and they're like saying, he's not ready for first team football. But yeah, of course he can come to Newcastle and, walk straight into our first team and supposedly better it. But for me, Hayden all day long. And he's going to be an absolute asset to Jamaica's national team if he does decide to play for him. So yeah. Newcastle United have only played well against Everton away until about the first half at home this season. Yeah, pretty much. Jimmy would be Eddie Howe would be perfect for Championship, I think. Maybe not Prem. Listen, Eddie Howe did his thing in the Premier League. Let's not forget that. Obviously, they did go down eventually, but he did his thing in the Premier League. Obviously, didn't do too well last season, whenever they went down. But he will get his chance soon. He might even have to go up to Scotland soon. Another shout is probably Gerrard's, because I'm sure he's going to be linked with a whole heap of Premier League clubs. He'll probably still want to stay at Rangers, though, I'm assuming. Seeing as they've just won their first Championship in a very long while. But yeah, he would be another shout. At least he's done the honourable thing and actually gone and won something first before coming down and come on in the Premier League job. But for me, Eddie Howe's not a bad shout. But again, as I said, Bruce is not going anywhere because we're not going to want to pay him off. He's not going to get a better offer. He's at his dream job, even though he's previously managed Sunderland and probably said the same thing there. So yeah, we've got another season of Bruce football, whether it's in the Championship or Premier League, is yet to be decided. But I don't know. For me, it makes sense. It's a 4 million gamble. It makes sense to get him out, Rafa in, boom, sort it out, boom and boom, can plan for the future and all the rest of it. But I think for me, Ashley is just it's just trying to be stubborn and just trying to save money. And saving money doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to Do you know what I mean? It just makes sense, but I could be talking about this forever. Let's get through some more of these comments. So, Dino, if we go down, Bruce stays in my opinion, so I'm not too confident we'd do well there. Yeah, pretty much said that. Bradley, I would like being in the championship if the T word. That's like a big cheat code, Bradley. That's like a cheat code. That's like like on Football Manager, like when you cheat. Not that I have, but again, it's like being on Football Manager and you cheat and you just like take all the millions of like a Man City, for example, and then you just walk the league. Like imagine having a takeover in the championship. That's not even fair, man. That's like that's automatic promotion. Could you imagine that? But it would be fun, but it'd be just too easy. Like I like seeing my team win, but that'd just be walkover. That's like FIFA on novice mode or whatever it is, amateur mode. Oh dear. I hear what you're saying about a championship, but it's not an easy touch, bro. Listen, we've been there twice. So, if you want to ask anyone, ask a Newcastle fan. We've been there twice. So I know it's not an easy touch. But, I take it you're not a Newcastle fan. Or even if you are, then just think to this season, think to last season. And I don't know about you, but I had this dreaded feeling every single time that Newcastle's on the telly. And I'm like, this is dead. This is boring. This is 90 minutes football. And I don't know how you would feel if you're a non-Newcastle fan watching this. But again, watching our team's dead. So to see us in the championship, at least go up against teams that are probably about the same standard as us, if not we're a little bit better, and actually have a chance, I would rather prefer that. I watch football for a release, for entertainment and all the rest of it. So for me, that's what I would like to see. Couple more, and then I'm gonna get Pete into the chat. So hold tight there, Pete, bro, because I know you're gonna have something to say. I know you're gonna have something to say, baby. I see you, baby. Eric, Murphy unlucky, but that's the start for me. If Miggy or Maxey's unavailable, interesting, because I think he just had an absolute mare and should have tucked that away easily. I think Jerry will wait for Liverpool or a team slightly higher up. Thanks, Jimmy, for breaking my heart. Cheers. But yeah, it makes sense. You sure you wouldn't take Frank? Get out of here, man. Get that Frank Lampard. I don't want that fraud near my club. Listen, we already got one fraud here already. Brucio is Papa Michiko. What? Get out. What are you talking about, Chellington, bro? Wolves had a championship takeover. Oh, interesting. Yeah, they did. Yeah, I just don't think it's going to happen for us. Pete, don't get Pete started on the takeover because we'll be here all night. Yeah. Jonathan, Murphy played very well. If he was in from the start, he would have scored 2 or 3. Listen, don't get me started on Murphy. He didn't even finish his dinner. Did not even finish his dinner. Yeah, you're saying that. Actually looked like Ronaldo in the championship. Real talk. I'm bringing Pete on that one. Pete, talk on that one. I brought him in mid. What are you eating, bro?
I'm just munching on some chicken, but I'm not happy about that comment that I've just seen on there. I've got to be honest.
Which one?
That two comment.
Yeah, actually look like Ronaldo.
Jesus Christ, man.
That is a comment of the night. I wish I could pin. Can you pin these? Oh no, you can't pin them.
He's not even 1% of what Rivaldo was. Jesus.
So maybe that's our level. That's funny, man. Couple more. All right, Fordy. Murphy was brilliant when he came on. He needs to start next week. I don't know how brilliant, man. Brilliant is tucking that chance away. Come on, Pete. You play Sunday League, bro. You played a bit. That chance is laid to you. You got the whole goal gaping at you, and you hit the bar, and then they go down the other end and score.
Look, I'm pissed. I'm pissed with Murphy. I'll be honest with you. But he redeemed himself with the fantastic cross that got us the equaliser. Fair play to him. But I tell you what, if he puts that chance away, we win the game. It's as simple as that. Villa do not get that goal if he scores the first opportunity. And look, I've been saying it in the week. I was asked who needs to step up in this team with our injuries at the moment. And I actually singled out Jacob Murphy, and I said, the guy needs to step up. He's got pace. He can travel well with the ball. He causes problems. He was a problem for Wolves the other week, a couple of weeks ago. He was a problem for them. And you just think, if you can get that over 60, 70 minutes in a game, he could really make a difference. But he's got to be able to finish his chances. And he had a golden chance to win us the game today, and he missed it. He had the whole goal to shoot into, and he hits the bar. It's not good enough. It's not like he was under pressure either. And it's just, and you know what? Even worse than that, he's fighting for a new contract because he's out in the summer. He's fighting for a new contract. So you would have thought he'd have put a little bit more behind that to make sure it got into the net. He did make it up by a great cross. And, you know, you could argue that he's fighting for a starting berth, but I don't know. It's a difficult one. You know, is he an impact player? Or is he someone you can trust over 60, 70 minutes? I'm not convinced with either yet. He hasn't done enough in either. He hasn't been really a massive impact player that's made a difference. He's looked dangerous, but not really done anything. And then from a starting berth, he's not really played well when he's been given a starting chance. I think he played well against Liverpool when we drew at home. Other than that, he hasn't really done much. So the jury's still out with me with regards to Murphy. But I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed about tonight because I thought we were the better team, if I'm honest with you. We didn't look like scoring, or we had half chances and we didn't take them. But up until that fluke goal that Villa scored, they didn't really look like scoring either, if I'm honest with you.
They didn't.
And it just feels like 3 points thrown away.
Yeah, today was a chance to beat Villa. I mean, any Villa team without Jack Grealish in it is a weakened side. And today was a chance to really take advantage of that. And I really just think that we just let ourselves down with like some of the finishing. I mean, look, I'm seeing Jeff's got a talking point there. I've been talking about him for a minute, so good to get your views on him. But he says Joe Linton gets the ball and falls over. Discuss. Now, people have been saying on Twitter that he had a good game tonight. I just think he was on the ball more because, you know, when you've not got the likes of ASM in the team and Miggy in the team who take up most of the possession of the ball, and Shelby, of course, then of course Joe Linton's going to get on the ball more. So I just think he was on the ball more. But decision making, like he got himself into some prime opportunities, prime chances and stuff to take, and he just wants to square him all the time. Like just be selfish and smash it. Like now's a chance to take full advantage of it because Andy Carroll's only getting 5 minutes. Wilson's up in the stands. Gale's playing flipping left wing when we're playing Ryan Fraser, like a 3-foot flipping midget up top. Like, what do you know what I mean? Like, it makes no sense. So just smash the ball. But people are going to say, you know, he played well because he was on the ball more. Like, that's not for me. I don't know what you think.
I'm going to frustrate you a little bit because I actually thought he played well today. For 60 minutes, I thought he had a decent game. I'm not going to shit on Joe Linton today. He did fire. He did.
The bar so low. The bar so low, Joe Linton. We all think he had a good game.
You're right. The bar is extremely low. It's the lowest of any player that's played at this club before. So you're absolutely right. But for 45 minutes in that first half, he ran Tyrone Mings ragged.
Yeah.
The movement, the power, the strength. He did everything he needed to do to really dislodge that centre-back pairing of Konza and Mings. The only thing that was missing was the end product. And that's the biggest thing. That's the £40 million thing that you need in a player. And it was missing. So that's the massive frustration. But the other part of his game, the hold-up, the running in and behind, and that's the difference. That's the thing that he had tonight that he's not had in any other game, is the fact that a lot of the balls in the first half were played in and behind the defenders, and he outpaced Mings and he outpowered him, and we created chances on the back of it. And so I thought the first 45 minutes for sure he was good. He played well, but you know, it gets to a point where you think, where you say to yourself, you know, he played well, but he's playing well enough. You know, you need end product, and he didn't have it tonight, and that's the frustrating thing. You know, we had a couple of chances, particularly in the second half, where he made another great run down that side. He beat his man into the box, and instead of just shooting at goal, he tries to square it where Villa have got like 8 man in the box, and they just clear the ball, and it's like it was a tightish angle, but still, you don't know until you have a shot.
Just
hit the
levering,
ball.
man.
Yeah.
Like, just this is what's frustrating me. So yeah, I hear what you're saying and what other people are saying about he had a decent game, but for me, like, because the bar's so low with Joe Linton, anytime he touches the ball, always had a good game. Like that's for me.
Yeah,
But
I know what you mean.
yeah.
I know what you mean.
Keith, he got some stats for us as per usual. Talk about goal scorers because I've said Wilson's out, Almiron's out, ASM's out. Obviously with Lascelles notching again today, I think he was our top goal scorer on the pitch today.
Yeah,
but
2 goals. Yeah, 2 in 3. He's got 2 in 3.
Mad. Put him up top, man. Put him up top.
Yeah.
Oh man, Dino's come with another good question. Says, you think if we go to international break in the bottom 3, Ashley will finally get rid of Bruce? My short answer, no. But good question. But like,
he's here to stay until the end of the season, unfortunately.
And next season, I think, because I think he's got another year in he.
He has. That's his final year, but I've just got a sneaky feeling that, you know, I've even got, you know what, I've even got a sneaky feeling that I think he's already been told that he's not going to stay beyond this season. I think I don't see him, whether we're in the Premier League or the Championship. I don't see him in charge of the club.
Is it optional the final year?
Sorry.
Is his final year optional? Or is it already?
As far as I'm aware, it's a 3-year contract, so it's set in stone. But I've just got a feeling that he's that they'll pay him up in the summer. I think that's why they've not made the decision. I think, you know, part of it is to do with the arbitration and all that rubbish. But I think ultimately, with Ashley in charge next season, I don't believe they'll go into another season with Steve Bruce. I mean, how could you? Fans are going to be potentially back in the stadium in May. They'll definitely be back in the stadium in numbers in September. You think he's going to last another season with our fans who already hate him? They hate his guts already.
I think that's risky then. If that's the case, why not get rid of him now? Because I think that's risky leaving it to the end of the season, not knowing where we're going to be. Because we could be left in the Championship and then we're going to be like, yep, see you later. Where we've got, let's spade a spade. We've got Rafa out there, currently without a club, I believe. Potentially could be coming in right now. And then just look for an extra couple of million quid. I know it's millions a lot to us, but I'm saying for a billionaire owner, get Rafa in and flipping save the club and start as we mean to go on. Because for me, leaving it is too last minute.
But I think this is the thing. I think this is the Mike Ashley gamble. I think for me, I think that there's a play here that Mike Ashley's doing at the moment. I think what he's doing, if he doesn't need to invest any more money into the club, he's not going to. So, you know, I think the situation he's in, he's obviously pushing ahead with this arbitration. In a perfect world for Mike Ashley, the arbitration he wins, the takeover and the director's test gets done, the club gets sold, he doesn't put any money in, he gets his money from the selling of the club, and he's gone. And then it's left to the new owners to do. However, on the flip side of that, if it doesn't work out in the summer and he's still in charge, he then gets to make a decision because he knows for the if the takeover is not done by the summer, he knows he's in for another season in charge of in as owner of the club. And I think if he knows he's going to be owner of the club going into a new season, I think then he makes the decision. And I think it's a massive gamble. I think you're absolutely right. And it is, and he's gambling with our future in what league we're going to be in. But I think he's trying to make a calculated guess, partly because he's probably confident that he's going to win his court case, but equally in that he'll have the money raised from the Premier League because they get their next round of money from being in the league, the 130 million or whatever it is, that he'll use part of that is his severance package to sell him off and get rid of him. And I think that'll be that. I think that's part of the play right now. Like I said, just my opinion.
Yeah. CBTC online has come with the jokes. He said having Murphy just feels like having overtime. I love that.
He ain't that bad. I've got to be honest. He's not overtime bad, but he's He's kind of like, it goes in order. It goes Murphy, Atsu, Obertan. That's kind of how it goes. And they're not far away from each other either.
Exactly.
They're not.
They're not very far at all. It's all within touching distance, all of them. Shout out to Jonathan Young. Fulham played twice now before we play Brighton, so that's not good, obviously, for us because they're only a couple points behind us. They'll lose to City, but they play Leeds at home on Friday night. I wouldn't even put anything past Fulham at the moment because that result last weekend, was it, against Liverpool, was a shock result in itself. So I wouldn't put anything past them. Statman Keith always blessing us with some more stats. Talking about Championship football. I'm for us being in the Championship. I'm not going to lie. I'm saying it with my chest. I would happily be in the Championship because I like to see entertaining football in a black and white shirt. But he said when we was in there, finished first, of course, 130, drawn 12, lost 4, 102 points to West Brom. And then the 16-17 season, we won 29, drawn 7, lost 10, 94 points, second to Brighton. So Championship tougher next season. I agree, but at the same time, if I'm going to have to go through, look, judging by this season and last season and previous other seasons that we played shit, if I'm going to have to go through more seasons like this, of watching boring football, ranting on here, ranting online, seeing dire managers manage our club, man, then I'd rather at least see some decent football in the Championship. Do you know what I mean? Albeit for one season. Just anyway. So
yeah, no, I get that because in the last 13 or so years, our 2 or 3 most enjoyable seasons is the one that we finished 5th and we got into Europe, and then the other 2 are our Championship seasons probably. So I get that, but the thing for me that keeps going in my head, right, is that if we go down, we lose Callum Wilson, we lose St. Maximin, we lose Almiron, we lose Dubravka, and although yes, we've played good football and all the rest of it and won the leagues in the 2 previous seasons we've gone down. If we lose all those players, Mike Ashley's not replacing them. And that's the frustration thing. That's the frustrating thing. And the last thing that we won on the back of 2 really good Championship seasons where we've ended up winning the league twice and getting promoted twice is that the one thing I wouldn't want is for us to go down, lose all those players, and have an awful season where you're losing to the likes of Blackburn and Burnley and Derby, and you're losing to all those teams, and then it's not enjoyable. Because the football is not much better than what we're seeing now. The football is dogged, it's long ball, it's boring.
That's what we're doing now.
It is. But I'd rather do that playing in the Premier League than playing with lesser players in the Championship. That's what I'm saying. Because in the previous seasons, we've had the better players we've had the best squad in the previous 2 Championship seasons. We've had the best squad and the best players where we've always been good enough to beat them teams. I just worry that we put a squad together if we go down that's not the best squad, where we're struggling, and then if we're losing to those teams on a week-to-week basis, that's not fun at all. It's no different to what we're experiencing right now. That's my worry.
I'm under no illusion that we're going to keep all of those 3 players that you mentioned. Like someone earlier mentioned about, we're going to keep ASM if we go down or not. I think even if we stay up, we're not going to keep him for much longer than a season or 2 because we get these sort of players every now and then that come around. The last one that pops into my head is Wijnaldum. That I automatically think, you're too good for us, man. Like, let's enjoy you while you're here. But you're too good for us. What Wijnaldum's gone on to do, Premier League winner, all the rest. Even you could say, the likes of Sissoko. Look, he's even gone off and bettered. You never would have thought that. So ASM is a prime example of he's here for a short time, enjoying while he's here. Miguel Almiron, will he see out his future at our club? Not on your nanny, mate. Come on, let's be honest. He's too good for us. Once he's played in the correct position. Wilson, I kind of feel sorry for Wilson, to be honest, because we signed him at pretty much the prime of his career, and he's playing for a bottom 4 side. Do you know what I mean? Under a Championship manager. So I'm not judging it by that. I just feel like if we're in the Championship, we've got an opportunity to we'll still all come to the games, because even in the Championship we still had 40, 50 odd thousand fans come to the games when we're
Mm.
allowed back. But I still think we'll still be able to recruit bigger players than our rivals and do okay in the championship. So that's my thing. I'm just a bit greedy and I want to see some decent football. You know what I mean? As a fan. So I don't know. But
We'll definitely win more games than we lose.
yeah, for sure. Keith's asking, do you think Newcastle can get their first win in 8 games against Brighton next week? Their first win since winning 2-1 at the Amex in the 16-17 season with 2 late goals from Diarra and Perez. Remember that game? I do remember that game because I was actually at that game. So yes, it was good to see that Diarra goal in the flesh. Yeah. So yeah, what do you think? First win against Brighton?
We have to. It's as simple as that. We have to win. Brighton have got a game on Sunday away at Southampton. Southampton are coming off the back of beating Sheffield United and played really well. I think it's going to be a tough game for them. If Brighton lose on Sunday and then we go and beat them the week after, that puts us 5 points clear. That for me puts them under massive, massive pressure. And actually, the Fulham issue becomes a little bit of a non-factor because everyone's talking about us and Fulham, but actually Brighton are 2 points behind us currently right now. So they're not scoring goals for fun. They're playing apparently good football, but not really doing anything with it. And they're as much danger as we are. So are Burnley really, who are 2 points above us. So it's all still there to play for. But we need to win. We have to win. We have to win a game. And it's looking like, from what Bruce said, and from what's been going around this talk, that Callum Wilson's been training on the grass today, and he looks like he's close to being back, as the other 2 are. It looks like Brighton will be our last game without those 3 in the team, because we've got then the international break after that period. So, it's looking more positive. So we need a Southampton win. We need to win that game. Can we win it? Yeah, of course we can. We can trouble Brighton. There's no doubt about it. But we can't lose. It's a must not lose game.
I feel like we've been saying that for a while, though. You know what I mean? Like the West Brom game, we should have won. Villa game tonight, we probably should have won. And with 2 points, like from
we've
6.
had to. With our front 3 main players missing. Look, I mentioned this earlier on this evening. You take Fulham's top 3 forward players and Brighton's top 3 forward players out the team for the best part of 6 weeks, and they're not winning the game. We've managed to, although it's not ideal, pick up 3 points, 3 draws in the last 3 games. They're games that we would have wanted to win all 3 of them, but we've not had our first team players. The key is that we haven't lost. So although it's not ideal and we want the 3 points, we're still picking up points that are, edging us closer to safety. Now, yes, now officially we've played the same games as Brighton and Fulham, because we had a game in hand on both of them going into tonight, and we're 2 points ahead of them. If Fulham lose against Man City, which is kind of expected tomorrow, if Everton beats, I think they've got Burnley tomorrow, and then if Southampton beat Brighton on Sunday, we're still 2 points ahead of those teams, or Brighton and Fulham, and we've still got a game in hand. So it still gives us an opportunity. Then we go into Brighton. If we win at Brighton, I think we've got a great chance of staying up. I really do, because we'll have our top players back, fit and firing, in a system that they were just getting accustomed to under Graham Jones when the injuries hit against Southampton.
That's a good, yeah, cool.
And I honestly, I've always remained confident that whilst we've got games still left to play, and we've got 10 games left to play, whilst we've still got games left to play, and whilst we've got an opportunity of getting our best players back to play in the significant amount of those games, we've still got a chance to stay in the league.
Yeah. Last couple of comments here. If we go down, I'll have to exit all my WhatsApp groups.
You and me both. TC.
Brandon's in the house. NFTV's Brandon. That was a boring game, mate. Shout out to you, bro. Jeff Carr, Perez, 2 goals for Leicester this season. Oh, that was a good sell. That was a very good sell, I must admit. 40, you're one of my favourite Newcastle United YouTubers, mate. Really, although we sometimes don't really agree. Listen, that's life. We don't agree all the time. Pete talking facts right there, mate. So shout out to Mike R. We don't train enough. Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds like Brucey, right?
Yeah, 2 or 3 days a week.
Yeah. Oh Lord, yeah. Even listen, when Danny Rose, who's looking like the size of a house by the time we got to him, like if he's saying it, then boy, we must be bad because like he's talking about chip shops and all sorts, and he was saying we're not training properly. So wow.
The worst thing for us is that we played tonight on a Friday night. They probably won't be in until Tuesday.
Exactly. They got a weekend. We're thinking, if only the clubs were open. Yeah, exactly. Long weekend. It's got to chill out. Put the box on. That's it. Everything else sorted. I mean, look, I'm not seeing what Bruce has said tonight. I'm sure he's got his long list of excuses of why we didn't win tonight and all the rest of it now. But I don't know what he could say. But I don't know what sort of positives can you take from tonight, man? Because all I'm hearing is negatives, man. Maybe that's just me as a whole, but
togetherness. That's the thing that I saw tonight. For all the talk over the last week with the Richie Bruce thing and the falling out, and it wasn't ideal going into the West Brom game, but I think it kind of underlined an issue there with Bruce and the fact that he's pissed off a lot of players at the club. Richie, Carroll, Gale, who he's just kind of discarded, the Longstaffs, who are all involved in that issue with them falling out. This week and this performance in particular, those players on the pitch for me showed togetherness. We needed a leader tonight, and for me, and he's done it over the last couple of games, but the Cells again stepped up.
Bailed us out.
He bailed us out with a goal, but I actually think defensively, I thought he was very good tonight. Him and Clark were. Clark was unlucky to get the deflection. It was shit. It was unlucky. I thought Dubravka played well.
He's still on Aston Villa's payroll, mate. What are you on about?
Yeah, probably. But I saw a togetherness within that team tonight, and that wasn't a team that was broken. That wasn't a team that was sort of destined to get relegated. There was a little bit of fight in there. There was just a lack of quality, and I think when we get those 3 boys up top, back, I think that when we get the quality back, I believe that we'll have enough.
I think my couple of my positives, obviously, Dubravka made a great save, even though it was offside from Ollie Watkins. He was good in goal, I think, tonight.
Yeah. Very good.
I didn't like in the first half when we was playing it at the back. I didn't like that because it reminded me of Arsenal with Leno. I wasn't too keen on that.
Yeah.
I really liked too very, very risky indeed. I really liked Isaac Hayden though in the centre of the midfield. Like he was just everywhere, tenacious.
I've been so critical of him over the last 2 weeks because he's been awful, but he was great tonight.
Tonight he was fantastic, and I feel like if he does play for Jamaica have got a really good player on their hands because he was just everywhere.
Is he jumping ship?
Yeah, well, not even jumping ship really, because he's not really looking for England, and Jamaica national team have set their sights on about 3 or 4 good players. Like Max Aarons is one. Obviously Isaac Hayden. I think Isaac Hayden's contacted Jamaica National FA, Football Federation. Sorry. So it's the other way around, but they're definitely looking to kind of go to these players that are not actually getting into the England side. So if he does play for Jamaica, they've got a really good player on their hands. But yeah, it did look kind of positive. I would like to see us playing these wing systems or wingers where we've got actual players in the box that can capitalize off it. Like we've had Fraser putting balls into the box, but we've got Dwight Gale who's like 4'0" in the middle, or Ryan Fraser in the middle. It just doesn't make no sense to me. So those are the couple of positives I saw. Dubravka and Hayden, and the fact that we're trying to play some sort of offensive football is just a shame that we've got a terrible manager and no players playing in bad positions. But
any manager in the Premier League, any one of those other 19 managers in the Premier League, and we would be sitting quite comfortably in the league, safe for another season right now. And that's the massively disappointing thing, is that we've got the worst manager probably in the top two divisions, if I'm honest with you. In the top two divisions, Championship included, we've got the worst manager of the lot. And we are just kind of trying to hang on by a thread. And it's embarrassing, but it's really sad to see that we're having to do that with the quality of players that we've got in the team. You know, like I said, we've already talked about the front three, but you got Hayden, you got Joe Willock, who didn't have the best game tonight, but he's had a good start playing for us. He's had some good games, and I did question him, but you know, he's had some good games for us. You know, you got Ryan Fraser, for example, who's you know, on his day can produce really good quality. You got Clark, Fernandez, Dubravka. You got they're players that shouldn't be in a relegation battle. They should be a team that are no different to Villa right now, sitting in 9th place in the league. There's no reason why we can't be in that position, and it's purely because of a shite manager, and that's the reason why we're in that position, unfortunately.
Yeah, we have it. So there we go. I'm going to call it a night there. Thank you very much, Pete, for joining me. And thank you, everyone else, for listening in the comment section below, or to the side, should I say. Again, see you in the next one. Hopefully, results go our way over the weekend. But if they don't, enjoy your weekend, because don't let Newcastle United dictate your weekend. Trust me, it's not worth it. Take care.
Take care, man.
Peace.